appreciate that. I receive it, and we'll get a whole section of it in regards to our board retreat. Our board retreat specifically is for the board because I communicated to staff. Realistically, before we can get to goal setting together collaboratively, and before we can start about staff collaboratively, the board needs to work better collaboratively. So I received that, and I agree with it. With that said, clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Williams?
Yes.
Trustee Sanchez? Trustee Jones?
No.
Trustee Lightfoot?
Yes.
Trustee Peppers?
Yes. No, because of the process. Yes. Ms. Guerin, do you have someone that you would like to do the oath for you, or would you like the clerk, the deputy clerk, to do it for you? It has to be a judge or clergy. Oh.
They just been blocking home. Tell me about it. That's my baby brother's wall.
The mic's not on.
I, Tori Guerin,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of village clerk
of the office of village clerk
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Clerk, if you could come up to the dais and take your seat. All right, last item before we adjourn is I need an motion to approve village president's appointments of trustee committees. I need a motion. Trustee Brandon.
At this time, I want to make a motion to table this item until the next board meeting.
Second.
You're motioning to table committees from having any meetings in June to the next board meeting. You have a second from Trustee Jones. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Williams?
No.
Trustee Sanchez? Trustee Jones?
Aye.
Trustee Lightfoot?
No.
Trustee Peppers?
Aye.
Trustee Brandon?
Aye.
Mayor Booker?
No. So that failed to lack of majority. So let's talk about this right quick. Another thing. The appointments of the trustees were literally on the last board packet. That was 14 days ago. There could not have been a motion to vote on it 14 days ago because Trustee Williams was not a trustee yet. So for 14 days, there has been the ability of anybody on this board to have a conversation with me in regards to the appointments to the committees. Again, when we talk about, and I give all these speeches, and then we do something completely different when it comes time to vote, this is what makes it hard to try to have those genuine conversations. Because when you have those genuine conversations, and when you give that genuine transparency, and when you give that information well ahead of time, you still get people trying to table, and you still get votes to table. When you have 14 days to discuss this. So to give the community more thought process and what we're talking about, it's appointments to the 6 different trustee committees that exist within the community. So on the March 26th board, on our March 16th board packet, you had trustees to be appointed to the different seats. Trustee, let me pull up full screen right quick. Planning and Development Committee was to be Trustee Antonio Sanchez and Trustee Melvin Lightford Sr. Financial Accountability and Government Transparency is to be Trustee Miguel Jones and Trustee Antonio Sanchez. Community Policing and Public Safety is meant to be Trustee Aaron Peppers and Trustee Isaiah Brandon. Engagement and Communications, Trustee Melvin Lightford and Trustee Ramon Williams. Infrastructure and Sustainability, meant to be Trustee Brandon and Trustee Peppers. Ordinance and Policies, meant to be Trustee Ramon Williams and then Trustee Jones. So again, since there was no conversation over the last 14 days, even as this was on the last board packet to discuss, it was on the board packet for discussion. And now it's here for voting action 14 days later. No discussion has been given until a motion to table. Even after emails, phone calls, all that. Nothing, no discussion whatsoever. So I'm thinking about it from this way. Let's go for the 3 people who voted to table it. Trustee Miguel Jones is already the chair of Financial Accountability and Government Transparency. So he's not, his chairman's seat isn't even being moved. So you're voting no for you to maintain the same seat that you already have.
Vote to table.
No, you voted to table, again. Even though it was on the last board packet, right, you voted to table it, it was on the last board packet to discuss, and you've known that it was on the board packet for 14 days. So even when you say to the public, you gave me something on Friday, why didn't you give it to me earlier? Even when you get something 14 days before, we're at the same end road, right? I just want that to be visible to everybody. You get something 2 weeks ago, or you get it Friday, same result. So in thinking about it from the standpoint of police accountability and public safety, Trustee Aaron Peppers is already the chair of police accountability and public safety. So keeping Trustee on his seat makes sense. He's a 25-year-old veteran in the police department. When I think of Trustee Brandon to move over to infrastructure and sustainability, when he continuously talks about taking care of the infrastructure within the village of Maywood, it only makes sense to make him the chair of infrastructure and sustainability, especially when we're dealing with federal and state funding of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity from the federal government that's coming with millions of dollars to fund us. And everybody can look and see right down in the village of Maywood, every single corner got some sort of infrastructure project going on. And we're just getting started. If we got every single piece of infrastructure fixed in the village of Maywood, it would be $300 million. We today have about $35 million worth of projects going on right now. So this is when I say, like, you say you want transparency, you say you want for me to communicate with you early on, but we still arrive at the same combativeness that's supposed to be us doing what's best for the community. When I look at the appointments of making you the co-chair of a different committee, Ordinance and Policy, Trustee Jones, I put you under Ordinance and Policy for the committee because as we were discussing the moratorium, and during this time we've been talking about the moratorium, you keep saying you wish you had more resident feedback. You wish you want to hear from the community. You didn't know that some of the meetings were happening. Well, I put you on the actual committee that policy and ordinance conversations take place with the residents. So that's why I placed you on that. When you think of Trustee Peppers will send me pictures or send me an email or text of alleys, streets, anything in regards to infrastructure that needs to get fixed. So my thing is, instead of sending me those emails, let me make you a co-chair to the committee where you're literally meeting on a monthly basis. Because guess what? You're already focusing on infrastructure and sustainability as your current committee. So again, I'm not moving you from your chairmanship or your co-chair position because you're one of the only trustees that consistently meet and consistently do your meetings. So I have no reason to move you from chair or co-chair. Trustee Brandon, and looking at, I'm almost done because I'm only going for 3 of them. So when you look at community policing and public safety, Trustee Brandon, you talk about safe summer, you talk about making sure that we're a safe community. Why wouldn't I put you on public safety? I just, again, 14 days on the previous board packet. Here we are asking for a table because we don't have another meeting until June 20th. We're only meeting once a month. And you're to tell me that things that will come to the committees you would rather suspend before the next board meeting, so that then when it comes to the next board meeting and it's on the board packet, because some things cannot wait 60 days until the next appointment and the next board meeting, because then again we don't meet after that until one time in July, right? So we have businesses that are going to be coming on the next board packet, which there are. If you have infrastructure grants that will be coming on the next board packet, which there are, you're saying you would rather not have any committee meetings because you want to table this until June 20th. And then on June 20th, it's still going to be the same paper. It's still going to be the same appointments. So again, I'm just asking for a different motion.
Can I say something this time?
Trustee Peppers.
Okay. First of all, we have to be transparent in our communication. So my part of transparency is that maybe we can do a meeting in between. But also when you speak of myself as community policing, thank you for your kind sentiments. As far as infrastructure and sustainability, and you have me as the co-chair on paper, I've been running that committee for 2 years now myself. And so when you say, well, Trustee Brandon gonna run the committee and I'm gonna be the co-chair, we didn't even have a conversation. I mean, can he have some input? Can he have some say? You just said that you want to go to these meetings and you want to go out and make sure that we're a better team. So let's start with this. We don't have to go out on a journey with anybody and kumbaya and all that stuff. Let's sit down. Let's have conversations. Let's see where everybody wants to be. Let's see where their specialties are. And let's see where we need to help. And also, let's make sure everybody's accountable here at this board. We can't just say, I'm gonna put Aaron Peppers on the committee with Miguel Jones because Miguel Jones is real good. He carry Peppers' weight. No. Let's, as they say in the streets, let's kick the Willy Bobo and let's go ahead and call it what it is. So we can talk behind closed doors or whatever, but we need to straighten up our own selves. Thank you.
Thank you. So I would say with that same sentiment of kicking the Willy Bobo, at the end of the day, I left you on both the committees because you seem to enjoy them. Well, I love it. Okay. So if you love them, then why table the discussion? And then here's the other part. Because to your point, you want everyone to carry their own weight and you want to have somebody else working with you. I mean, I gave you a trustee that goes to his meetings as well, that's involved and cares about infrastructure. I do not understand, even in everything you just said, why you would vote to table this. And also in everything that you just said, trustee, again, I reiterate, you were here May 16th. It was on the board packet for discussion May 16th. You have had my email, my phone number, my text message ability, meeting request ability for 14 days. So when we talk about being transparent, and when we talk about having these different conversations, again, it's like if I'm saying you're doing a great job and it's awesome that you're enjoying what you're doing, I'm not trying to change that for you. I definitely draw a loss in what is supposed to be the takeaway. I'm saying you're going to table it until June 20th, and I'm going to come back with the same appointments because, again, we need to move forward. There are meetings being had that need to happen this month. Otherwise, we're going to be at the next board meeting. You're going to say, oh, we didn't know about this until next month. They're going to say, we didn't know about this until we got the board packet. Well, you didn't have committee meetings. That's all I'm saying.
All right, can I say something?
Yes, Trustee Peppers.
What I would like to say is I appreciate your sentiments, but this is not about Aaron Peppers and what he enjoys doing. This is about all of us. That's what I said before. Okay, I enjoy community policing. I enjoy infrastructure and sustainability. And to God be glory, I'm doing a pretty good job. But it's not just about me. It's about the team dynamic, what everybody else likes in doing, and what everybody else can bring to the table. So let's make sure everyone's inclusive, please.
So,
I need for people to communicate if there's something wrong. If there's something in the discussion that's not said, I don't know what's on the board packet. And if there's 14 days after it's already on the board packet, I don't know. Trustee Jones and then Trustee Brady.
I was going to ask would you be open to having, specifically we have up until recently had 2 meetings a month. We've gone through this 1 month period where it seems like a lot of things become like we have to do it now. We have to bunch everything into one meeting. We do have new trustees on board. We have a new clerk. Maybe we should kind of revisit board protocol in general. Obviously, there's a desire to have some more conversation, and I think we could utilize meetings first, second week in June, where we can talk about things that people, if you don't mind, put it on the, or if you request to put it on the agenda, we talk about it, get it out. There's training opportunities. You know, this could be like a free retreat. Let's just kind of talk about some of this stuff because obviously there's at least half of the board approximately would like to talk about it at another time. We can see what deadlines you have to talk about. We can email it, work with our clerk, schedule a date, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay. So, Trustee Brady, sorry.
yeah, I just don't want for us to belong this
Yeah, that's what I'm
moment
doing.
because we got families here who are here to celebrate with us. So we can, postpone this. Everything is not an emergency. This is not an emergency. We don't have to discuss this tonight. We need to proceed with, the rest of the celebration. We got family and friends who are waiting to celebrate with us.
Okay. I will say, again, I'm going to just go to public comment because realistically, everybody in this room just saw this. You say you want transparency. You say you want more upfront communication. It was on a board packet for discussion. Now it's on a board packet to vote on. And now you want to move into another meeting. So 3 meetings later, we're talking about committee assignments. With that said, I will go to Board of Trustee comments. Public comment, Public comment, you speak for 3 minutes. You do not have to give your address, but you do have to give your name.
Loretta Robinson.
Good evening to the mayor and the board of trustees and citizens of Maywood and our newly elected clerk. My comments are primarily from last meeting, and I'm going to say them hopefully quickly without prolonging any of these proceedings tonight. The first thing I want to refer to is the Maywood Park District brought up last meeting about the dog park, and I just had some comments about that. The fencing. I never got clear understanding if that fence is gonna be 4.5 feet or 6. And maybe you can respond to that at the end of this session. But I'm an objection to that 4.5 foot fence right there darkening the school.
Ms. Robinson, if you could just turn the mic to your mouth. The blue light is on, so
I said, Trustee Peppers, maybe you can speak to that at the closing. You have a chance about the fencing from the Maywood Park District to the Keep Park and Waterworks Park. The next thing I'm going to refer to is the fact that we're talking about policy.
Ms. Robinson, can you pull the mic up to your mouth?
Policy and procedures. This has been a hard ball for me to catch. Every board meeting, every new installation, every year for how many years, procedure has been screwed over. It has never been accepted. They have an excuse, one way or the other. Trustee Brandon is always talking about procedure and being in a system that I work in. You had to follow procedure. Police officers have to follow procedures. And somehow or another, this board seems to skirt around it. There is a policy and a procedure. And if we don't follow it, you don't follow it as trustees, and you're supposed to be our leaders.
3 minutes.
You're lost. I mean, I'm going to take a couple more minutes. If you want to come to the board meetings every two days, you can have a comment and you can have a few more minutes.
Ms. Robinson, you're getting your more minutes, but you're giving them.
I'm going to ask about the last
Hold the mic up.
there was an indication that you were going to do an agreement about a grocery store. And I want to know, we also are always in the middle of doing a tax incentive. I'd like somebody to respond to that. And I think the public wants to know about that as well. Because again, here we are looking at a grocery store that we don't have. And also the 1700 building on First Avenue. I'd like some comments on the redevelopment of that parking area as well as that building. And I'm going to yield because I know I'm over my 3 minutes. I'm not really concerned about that.
I know you're not. All right now.
Good evening, board. Before you say I was going to raise a little bit of hell on that. Mr. Duncan stopped me. So he's been on. I've been complaining about this project for a few years now.
Yep.
So, and I think it was time for something to get done about it. Mr. Duncan assured me he was going to do, so I'm going to wait and give him the opportunity to do what he said he was going to do. My congratulations to you, Tori. They couldn't have made a better choice.
Amen.
Lucille Redmond is my name. like to say congratulations to the newly elected, the re-elected, and the selected. I have nothing against you, Mr. Garan. I have a problem with the process. Okay? The process, we've been through this before. If things were done right, we would be in better shape. Who chose Ms. Garan? Was she selected 25 times, as you mentioned? 25 times she would voted on this and that and the other. No doubt, your reputation procedure, and that's good, it sounds good. If you're wrong 25 times, you still don't make it right. This is not a dictatorship. There are other board members here that have a right to voice their opinion, have a right to voice their choice. As I said, Mr. Garan, I have nothing against you. I don't even know you. Your reputation sounds great. That's good. Congratulations. But I have a problem with things being done wrong. Things being done wrong. Every board member here should have had an opportunity to vote on this. We've been through this before with the ex-village manager that is now suing this village because of the process. She's suing this village. She just might win. She just might win $300,000-$400,000 because of the way things are being done. Oh no, you shaking your head. You don't know. You don't know whether she's going to win or not. As a matter of fact, you need to be trying to win your case, your DUI case. You still, that's your opinion. Your neighbor is in office, is that right?
You're wrong. It's okay.
Oh no, I got it in black and white. If I don't have it in black and white, I'm not wrong about this. I have it. So you can't call me a liar. I know what I'm talking about. You still fight for that DUI. Figure out. I can't talk like anybody else. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just told him that he lies also. The DUI is still pending on him. He said I'm wrong, but I do have it in black and white. And if I don't have it in black and white, it will not roll off these lips. Okay? And like I said, I congratulate Ms. Garan. I don't know her. She's probably a great person. That's good. So I said congratulations to the elected, re-elected, and selected. I have a problem with the process. The process. The mayor makes these decisions without anybody else's input. Then they say, well, I did this, I did that. Lies, lies, lies. Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you. All right, so Ms. Robinson, the dog fencing in regards to the 4.5 feet to the 6 foot, the park district just indicated that it would be more cost, that they would be coming before the board for more cost. So if you were at the board meeting, that's like when the whole board had laughed, when she was saying, okay, you want a higher fence, just know when the higher bill comes, I'll bring you a bill. So as they're redoing the diagram in regards to it, the parking costs will get assessed, and then that difference would be presented at a different time. We talked about policy and procedure being followed. Tonight, every legal policy and procedure was followed. Understanding that there is different preferences of things that have been acknowledged. Policy and procedure was followed. But preference of how you would like for things to happen in the future can definitely be something that's a work in progress. You asked about the grocery store. So if you recall, last year we had 2 different community meetings about Living Fresh, who just reopened the location in Forest Park. So we agreed to sell them the grocery store to renovate and open up as a second Living Fresh location. So they'll have the Living Fresh in Forest Park, and then they'll have the Living Fresh that's here in the village of Maywood. A part of that process that they're working through is through the governor's office in regards to the grocery initiative. So we've been down to Springfield meeting with the governor's office in regards to the grocery initiative.
That's right.
It is a grocery initiative that only about 6 to 8 different communities will benefit from. So we've been down in Springfield and on different calls to work on them getting that money that is needed without having to go into different incentives or paying our money. Like in the last grocery store, the village put a lot of money into it. So working to avoid that at all completely without giving them the $5 to do it, but working with the governor's office to make sure that this project fits the grocery initiative. So that's what we're focused on in regards to that. In regards to 1700 First Avenue, That is going to be a national that's going to be a national coffee shop. So the building renovations should start soon. The other two buildings, the two houses, that's like one is a law firm and one was like a corner convenience store, cell phone shop. You can see both of those are empty now because those both will get torn down to make the driveway bigger for the national coffee chain that's coming. And then when you talked about the different tax incentives, so one thing that we do have to keep in mind within the Village of Maywood is we focus on revitalization. We are providing tax incentives to businesses or locations that have went blighted for 10 to 20 years. We are the highest tax community in the western suburbs. When you look at the reality of out of 134 communities across the entire county, we rank in the bottom 10 for highest taxes. So when we're trying to reactivate businesses that have been empty for some 10, 20, even 30 years, we do have to look at incentives to bring businesses. So right now we're celebrating that we'll be having soon coming 3 different restaurants. There is no current place in Maywood to sit down and have a full meal as a full service restaurant. We have 3 coming in 1 year, right? When we look at the grocery store was closed for a decade. So we're trying to get that reopened. When we look at First Avenue and Harrison, when you think of a national coffee chain wanting to invest in a piece of property that's been blighted for quite a few years as well, and also looking at that national coffee chain as a vessel or a beacon of light for that entire commercial corridor, to me it's just looking at the bigger picture of if you build it, they will come type energy. It's not to say that we're going to give every business that's coming into the Village of Maywood a tax incentive, but when you look at for how long, how much non-new business happened in Maywood, you have to do your part to reactivate it. So that's what we're focused on doing. In regards to Ms. Gloria Clay, thank you so very much. Appreciate it. In regards to Ms. Redmond, the only thing I'll provide you clarity on is when the reference of 25 times, it referenced 25 different appointments. So with the 25 different appointments, it was people on the Liquor Commission. It was people on the Police and Fire Commission that does the hiring, firing, and disciplinary action of our police force and our fire force. It was in regards to people who do our planning and zoning as a commission that are helping us with our revitalization plan across all our different commercial corridors. It's in regards to appointing those people who are on our historic preservation commissions, in regards to our liquor commission, and then it was also, we created the new ordinance commission in regards to cannabis and tobacco to get a better hold on what's allowed to be sold in a gas station, what's supposed to be in a gas station, to put some sort of limits in regards to all these smoke shops that are trying to pop up, to put some protocol in regards to cigar lounge or hookah lounges or different things that want to open. There was no commission that existed for that, and there was no code that stopped that from happening. So when I say the 25 times, it was 25 different appointments across 5 different commissions that took place. Other than that, I will look to an adjournment. One thing that we do need, we need to go into a quick recess. Like, you guys can stay here, and the community engagement department will bring out some snacks and some cake. We literally have something to talk about that's going to take all of 5 minutes. So as a board, if we could motion to go into recess for executive closed meeting to discuss purchase or lease of real estate property for use by the village. This is something that we have discussed before. We just need to discuss it for 5 minutes. So if we could get a motion, do that and come right back. Trustee Brandon.
Yeah, before we do that, it's important for those who are up here to maybe give a few words to those who are here and who have supported them along with their journey. So we normally allow that process to take place. And so I'll go first. So I want to just take the time and opportunity, first and foremost, to say I'm reminded of scripture that tells me that be not weary in well doing, for due season you should reap if you faint not. And so I lean on that scripture. I want to thank my family and my friends who have supported me in this endeavor. I also want to take the time and opportunity to thank the residents of this great village for putting your trust in me to be your public servant, to speak up and to stand up on your behalf Even if I'm the only one speaking up and standing up, you better believe that's what I plan on doing on behalf of each and every resident here in the village of Maywood. Your resounding support on April 4th reminded me that there is a need for strong champions on this board. And I want to just thank you for this opportunity to serve you again in a third term. And I look forward to being on the grounds each and every day, 7 days a week, helping to improve the village of Maywood, because that's what you elected me to do. I want to just thank you all so much, and may God bless you all.
Mayor,
Trustee Williams.
certainly want to echo the sentiments of Trustee Brandon, and I definitely want to thank my family and friends. You guys are my number one supporters who help keep me grounded when I'm ready to go left sometimes. Definitely want to thank the residents of the village of Maywood for trusting me to sit here and to help guide Maywood and to help move Maywood forward. I want to thank all the candidates that ran in the last election, the ones that ran with me, and all that weren't successful to sit up here. And a special shout out to Miss Rachel Montgomery, who ran a beautiful, beautiful race, and I definitely want to give it up to her. I don't know that she is trying to work through there, but she's a great public servant, will be a great public servant to the village of Maywood, and I definitely want to thank her. And for all the people that voted for me, and that one person in Maywood that voted me over the other candidate, and believe me, I'm reminded of it every day I bump into somebody and tell me I'm the reason you won because I got out and voted. I promise to work for you all, and for everyone who didn't vote for me, I promise to work for you all also and make sound decisions. I come to this board to work in collaboration and not confrontation, and I said that over and over again, and we're getting ready to move Maywood forward. Thanks.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to say thank you to the community for trusting me with another term. You know, it really is an honor. You know, born and raised here, you know, I never thought that I would be in this position, but, you know, it was a part of my journey. And I want to thank Trustee Brandon for even introducing me to this, and Mayor Perkins for encouraging me to, you know, be on the board and add value to the community. I want to thank my family for being here and their support over the many years. I want to thank my brother and Judge Burton, for coming out and swearing me in. It meant a lot. And again, I just want to thank the community. You know, I have a unique, I don't know if it's a unique optimism about Maywood. It could be because I'm born here, but, you know, I see the diamond. Some people say it's in the rough. I just see a diamond that we need to tap into. And I know that just because of my background and economics and where we are located, and how this is prime real estate. And it's our job to figure it out and work together. And that means we're going to have tough, uncomfortable decisions, but that happens with family and friends. And if you're not willing to do that, then you're not willing to be great. We say that's what we want to do, so I'm committed to it. We have a lot of work to do. We have a role in it, but our residents play a huge role in it. You know, the folks that maintain their yard or pick up trash that they didn't put down. I appreciate it. Those business owners that have to, you know, deal with parking and, you know, other issues, the whole pandemic, but are, you know, sticking with us. You know, we really appreciate it. Those not-for-profit leaders and other individuals, you guys really keep the community going. And, you know, I just want to thank you all. Thank you for supporting me. I look forward to working on things that I have been working on. In general, I had a list to go over, but I'm not going to do that. But we can talk about it if you guys want to connect afterward. We'll be, Trustee Brandon, what's the address?
1202 South 17th is where our reception will be held.
Right. So if you guys want to come out, you know, we can, you know, we love to, you know, talk to you all over food and, you know, beverages and so forth, and really get to connect. But it's going to take all of us. It's not going to take one person or just this board. And we got to get buy-in from you all on what we're trying to do. We need your feedback. So thank you again. Look forward to working with you all, and God bless.
First of all, I want to thank God because He made this possible for me first before you all did. You all are second, and I thank you all tremendously from the bottom of my heart I thank my family who show up and show out constantly in the million different things that I have in my hands. I love you all more than life itself. Thank you, Siobhan, for being truly, truly a delight when I stepped into this and accepted me for who I am. I thank the residents. Thank you, Kev. Thank you all. I'm just really grateful. This is a humbling experience for me, and I am here for you all, just as the other trustees have said at your part. Thank you.
Motion for adjournment.
Second.
Well, recess to go into
Motion for
closed
recess.
session.
Second.
So, motion to recess to close meeting for the purpose of purchase of lease or real estate property for use by the village. A motion by Trustee Williams, second by Trustee Brandon. Please call the roll.
Trustee Williams?
Yes.
Trustee Sanchez? Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Lightfoot? Yes. Trustee Pepper?
Yes.
Brandon?
Aye.
Mayor Booker?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, really, guys, it's like 2 or 3 minutes. We'll be right back out.
Time to say 25.
I think, yeah.
You like my guy Johnny?
Johnny.
I say you like my guy.
I'm proud of him because he was thinking like, this ain't gonna be today. But I know. I want to, but I gotta take my husband because his leg hurt from that surgery.
I have some I know your pain. I had it on my left and right, and I had it during COVID. I get my therapy in time, and on my right one, I might have to go on the knee.
And it's late.
Take him home.
Yeah, but I can come back.
Absolutely.
All right.
We're going to hang out.
All right.
All right, nice meeting you, brother.
Use your imagination. Look, if you text me, I promise you'll get right back to you. If you call me and I say something, you can always text me, and I promise you, and I'm going to get right back to you. So if people don't text me, I'm going to text you. Oh, yeah. Text me size. Look. Text me size and color. I got one with the last one, I have one long sleeve, but the other two are I have three of them. You don't do that. I don't. I might be out the outfield. Okay. Well, if you're looking into that, we need it because I'm trying to get them on our food. I know I charge out a little bit. Well, look. You don't order for both. You can help you with 1/3. Text me now. Let me check you through. Give me this. Smile anyway. You know, like, you
You
sometimes you like the rain in the parade, you be doing your thing, then you know somebody else. Because I supposed to go to graduation too. I saw that. I missed my kids' graduation. I had like 5 kids graduating training. I missed that. Then they called me to it. tripping.
I just knew how I was going to vote on it now, and I just record my notes. Thank you all. We talking
Motion to reconvene.
Motion to reconvene.
Second. Motion by Trustee Brandon, second by Trustee Jones. Please call the roll.
Trustee Williams.
Here.
Trustee Sanchez. Trustee Jones.
Here.
Trustee Lightfoot.
Here.
Oh, Trustee Peppers.
Here.
Trustee Brandon.
Here.
Mayor Booker.
Here.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Trustee
Second.
Brandon, second by Trustee Jones.
Third.
Please call the roll.
Trustee Williams.
Yes.
Sanchez. Trustee Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Lightfoot. Trustee Peppers.
Aye.
Trustee Brandon.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-9.